Just tell me in the chat, everyone. Good evening. Can you hear my voice? Is the voice clear? You can just tell me in the chat. Okay, that's great. So I think we can start with the webinar. So first of all, I would like to welcome Ajinkya Dixit to this particular webinar. So Ajinkya Dixit has recently joined Talent Battle team, and basically he is experienced a lot with drones, drone manufacturing, robotics, IoT, and a lot of other latest technologies. So in the upcoming workshops, webinars conducted by Talent Battle regarding the latest technologies, those most of them will be conducted by Ajinkya Dixit. So without wasting much time, I would like to hand over to Ajinkya, and so that you can utilize his maximum time. So during the webinar, make sure that you pay attention to whatever Ajinkya Dixit is saying, and at the end you can ask whatever queries you are having in the comment section. Apart from that, make sure that you stay till the end, because we are going to circulate the attendance form at the end, and the students filling the attendance form will be getting the certificate as well. So make sure you stay till the end and fill in the attendance form, and for the question and answer session also, it will be done at the end. In between, if you get any particular audio video issue, you can just comment so that we can look into it. So thank you, Ajinkya, for your time, and I hand over to you, and you can start with the session.
Yeah, thank you, Amit. Thanks for the good introduction about me and all. And good evening, everyone. And as Amit said, without wasting any more time, let's go ahead with the concept of today's webinar, that is into the world of Industry 4.0 and Internet of Things, that is called also IoT. Okay. So I hope you may have heard these two concepts in your college or in YouTube videos, as well as some other blogs if you are reading anywhere or in the magazines and all. So day by day, in last 4 to 6 years, the people are talking about Industry 4.0 as well as the Internet of Things at the industrial sectors, not in the commercial sectors. Okay. So what exactly the concept of Industry 4.0 as well as what exactly the IoT is. So we will go ahead to know about these two concepts. Okay. So I would like to let you know about the Industry 4.0 first, and then we will go ahead for the Internet of Things. Okay. And Industry 4.0 is nothing but the industrial revolution we are living in right now. So the recent version is called as a 4.0, that is the fourth industrial revolution. Okay. So the question here may rise in your mind, then what about the previous industrial revolutions like Industry 1.0 or 2.0 and 3.0? What about that? So if you go to the history subject in your school, you may find answers of the previous industrial revolution. But don't worry about that. I will clear this question about the previous industrial revolutions in my next slide. Okay, Amit, next please. Okay, so before knowing the exact concepts of the Industry 4.0, first we will know about the Industry 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0, when actually it started and how it took place in our day-to-day life. Okay, so let's see the next slide, please. So this is the slide explaining all the industrial revolutions till date, starting from the Industry 1.0. You can see on the left side of the slide, that is the Industry 1.0 actually started in 1784, which is called as a mechanization concept. That was the era when the actual manual work which was carried out by the human with the use efforts took place with some sort of mechanical systems, and the Industry 1.0 actually started as a concept when the James Watt invented the first steam powered engine. So that was the incident in the history which took place all the technological revolutions at the stages from where all these countries started dealing with each other. Unfortunately, this industrial revolution, I mean to say Industry 1.0, took place into the results of First World War as well as the Second World War start. So this is the first industrial revolution 1.0, which was started in the 1784, and it was mainly based on the mechanization and steam power. Okay, at that time there was no any presence of electricity or electronics like we are dealing with it today. So the first industrial revolution 1.0 was all about the mechanization only. Okay, so after that in 1817 industry 2.0 took place when the electricity come into place in the automation. Okay, means the first mechanical system which was invented in the industry 1.0 got powered with the electricity in industry 2.0. So the industry 2.0 actually gave power as well as the speed as well as the mobility as well as the locomotion to the actual industrial manufacturing processes. The best example I would like to give you about the conveyor belts. If you see any of the factories right now, you can see the conveyor belts and the products traveling from that conveyor belt. So the actual concept of conveyor belt and mass production took place in the industry 2.0 just because of the electrification, and that year was 1870 where the first production line was invented. The real concept of automation or robotics which we are dealing or hearing right now or today is actually invented in industry 3.0. That was the year 1969 when the first programmable logic controller, which we call in short form as a PLC, was invented at that time. As well as the 1969 is the year when the computer took place in the automation, and that year was the real start of the automation industry with help of the robotics and all. So it was all about automation in the industry 3.0. But that all these industrial revolutions were lacking some sort of concepts, some sort of other powers which are required by the human being for increasing the productivity, increasing the product quality, and everything else. So day by day, the expectations of the industries as well as the customer was started increasing as the technology started revolutionizing. So the industry 4.0 is the today's era in which we are living in right now. So it is all about the smart system. Whatever we have received in last three industry revolutions to be converted into a smart system is all about the industry 4.0. The main concept of industry 4.0 is to connecting each and everything around us. Maybe it is a living thing or non-living thing, maybe it is a bottle of water, or maybe it is a chair in which you are sitting, or maybe it is a table on which you are working, or maybe it is your vehicle. There is a no any limitation on things. So the main concept of industry 4.0 is to connecting each and everything around us to the internet for controlling and monitoring of that particular thing. So this is the main concept, and we will see ahead how many technologies or how many pillars are there for the industry 4.0. So industry 4, in short, industry 4.0 is all about the cyber physical systems, mean a smart systems. Right now we are almost each and everyone in our society is using a smartphone, even from the kid up to a worker or up to a labor. Everyone is now familiar with the using of smartphone. So similarly all these systems are turning into the smart systems in the industry. Consider any of the factory, any machine in the any factory is about to convert into smart is nothing but the expectation or outcome of the industry 4.0. Why to go in the industry? Even you can start industry 4.0 based automation in your home also. You can convert any of the home appliance which is a regularly operated by a human in your home, can be converted into a smart application with help of the technologies available in the industry 4.0. We will discuss about the technologies available in the industry 4.0, but first I would like to let you people know that the industry 4.0 concept actually starts with the first pillar called as the internet of things. Okay, so we will first see about all nine pillars and then we will go to the industry internet of things. Okay, so one more thing I would like to let you know people about the artificial intelligence and machine learning. So it is also the part of industry 4.0, AI and ML. Day by day people are working on the AI, ML and data science. So most of the jobs are getting generated in these three technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, data analytics. So these are high paying jobs of the future as well as the present also. But to go ahead with this job or to grab the jobs in AI, ML, and data science, first you need to clear the basic concepts which are required by that three particular technologies. And all these technology starts in the industry 4.0 with the IoT. So let's see which technologies or which are the nine pillars of the industry 4.0 actually. Next, please. Okay, so this is just an example of the industry 4.0. I mean to say, there is a no any field where you cannot implement the industry 4.0. It is all about imagination. Industry 4.0 is all about turning your imagination into reality. Maybe since a childhood you have imagined some systems or some concepts, or maybe you have seen some interesting projects or interesting systems, interesting devices in Hollywood movies till date. But right now these things are not limited to Hollywood movies only. Right now it is now a reality. It is now becoming a reality just because of the industry 4.0. Just consider any domain, consider your home, consider your workplace, consider your shop, consider your particular vehicle, or consider any area where you can imagine anything with help of the technology can be implemented into a reality, which is no more imagination now. Examples I would like to give you: the drone based applications happening right now everywhere, internet of things is happening right now everywhere, our automobile, I mean to say our cars are becoming self driving, our cars are getting connected to the internet. There are lots of applications like this which comes under the industry 4.0. That's why I would like to say it is no more imagination, it is now a reality which we have imagined till date. So these are the several examples like a smart factory, smart grids, which is now promoted by the government also, to monitor each and every home and each and every industry's power consumption with help of the internet. I would like to say maybe you people have heard about the prepaid electricity metering, because prepaid electricity metering right now very important just because of to reduce the lack of the gap between the production and supply of the electricity. So the government is promoting smart grids under the smart city programs of this government development. The smart buildings are also there, smart products are also there. Like we are right now wearing a variable various smart watches, which is also comes under the industry 4.0. Also smart logistics, also smart mobility. So these are just several examples we have mentioned in this presentation, but there is a no any limitation on such concepts and imaginations. Okay, so let's go ahead with the next slide, please. Okay, so these are the nine pillars you can see comes under the industry 4.0, and industry 4.0 actually starts from the internet of things. The first pillar of the industry 4.0 is the IoT. Okay, after that it comes to the cloud computing. Now, right now most of the people have heard about the cloud computing. Maybe you haven't heard about the cloud computing concept, but directly or indirectly every one of us is working with the cloud computing right now. I would like to give you examples like our WhatsApp application, your YouTube channel, your Telegram channels, your Netflix or other OTT platform are the all these examples of the cloud platform. Everything is based on the cloud platform. Why to go for these all other examples? Very simple, and our day-to-day life example is uh, our Google Drive. So Google Drive is all about the best cloud example which we are used to use in our day-to-day life for storing the files, to editing the files whichever is whenever is required online, whenever you are traveling here and there. So that Google Cloud services are quite helpful. And IoT is also incomplete without the cloud computing, because whenever we are going to interface or connect each and everything around us to the internet under the internet of things concept, we need such a huge storage to store all the data collected in the internet of things devices. So for that only and only cloud will help to the IoT system. So IoT actually comes along with the cloud computing. Next one is the cyber security. It is all about providing security to our web services as well as to our IoT devices, just like ethical hacking and everything else. Because day by day the IoT devices are getting introduced in the world, but only providing these devices to the customer customer is not that much useful until and unless you provide the security for these devices. The day by day, the incidents of hacking are increasing. The hackers are demanding money in or ransom in the bitcoins. So just to avoid this type of hacking, whenever you are implementing the internet based automation in your systems or in your factories, then cyber security is also highly important. After that, system integration is nothing but integration of software and hardware. In simple example, suppose in industry one machine is getting controlled by the a human labor, which can be converted into automatic software based control, means robotic process and automation. So one software will be there to handle all the operations of that particular machines is nothing but a systems integrations, where you are integrating the entire control software with the hardware, or I mean to say that machine, for that particular problem statement. So that is nothing but a systems integrations. Big data and analysis is nothing but a data analysis. Whenever we are collecting a huge amount of data, maybe in the format of raw as well as the fine finished data, for machine learning and artificial intelligence, it is necessary to find and refine that data. So without refinement of that data, any AI or ML system cannot work properly. Just like example, a chat GPT. Everybody is right now hearing about the chat GPT. Maybe you people have used it also for your academic purpose and all. So consider if any question which is not answerable by the chat GPT, and why it can happen if the chat gpt is unable to give the answer, because just because of that data related to that particular question is not properly organized in that particular data set to which the chat gpt tries to reach. So if the data set is not properly organized and collected, the AI and ML system also fails. So big data and analysis the platforms are also helping in managing all our data with help of several automation tools. So big data and analysis is also the most important pillar of the industry 4.0. After that, smart manufacturing. The industries are now becoming automated just because of the problem of labor, problem of lack of manpower. Industries are looking for the skilled manpower, but the manpower is not ready to adopt the latest technologies in the shortest time. So in that case, the industries are adopting the smart system. And this concept of industry 4.0 actually started from the additive manufacturing, which is nothing but a 3D printing. Maybe you people have seen the videos about the 3D printing, or maybe some people have used the 3D printing in their several projects, or maybe you have seen in the colleges. If you haven't seen anything about the 3D printing, then you can see on the YouTube today after our session what exactly the 3D printing is. So right now 3D printing has took place each and almost each and every industry. Recently, one space agency also tried to launch the 3D printed rocket along with the satellites in the space. Unfortunately, it couldn't get success just because of some loopholes in the system. But maybe very soon they are about to launch their next version of the 3D printed rocket into the space. After that, it comes all about the artificial intelligence. If I started talking about the artificial intelligence, then it may take almost 1 to 2 days to discuss about the artificial intelligence, because that concept is very very vast. Okay, so artificial intelligence is also part of the industry 4.0. After that, the last pillar of the industry 4.0 is the cyber physical systems, nothing but a robotics. The robotics is not only about the four-wheeled vehicles driving, running on the ground, or two-legged walking robots walking on the ground, helping the human, or such robots which are now being used in the restaurants for serving the meal and everything else. But drones are also part of this robotics. Autonomous robotics is nothing but such a system which can be controlled without any human intervention, which can be controlled with help of the smart brain, nothing but a microprocessor installed on that particular vehicle. So autonomous drones, we are working on this such type of autonomous drones for defense industry. So we just have to just plug the battery to that drone. After that drone automatically takes off, it goes to the destination, it performs that particular action or operation and returns automatically to the takeoff point, as well as it lands automatically and turns off the motor. So everything happens automatically just with help of the software and hardware integration. Okay, so I would like to let you know all these nine pillars are very important if you want to learn about the industry 4.0. Okay, so actually it starts with the internet of things. Why it starts with the internet of things? Because almost in each and every pillar of this industry 4.0, IoT plays very important role of collecting data automatically. Internet of things promotes the use of sensors as well as various electronic components to collect data from each and everything around us. So after all these technologies coming together, one technology comes to the blockchain. Blockchain provides confidential security to provide the well organized data with some sort of encryption and decryption. Everything comes under the blockchain. Recently, the government has announced in attachments or linking of the Aadhaar card to PAN card. So how government is handling all this huge database of each and every civilian in the India whenever they are going to link their Aadhaar card with the PAN card. So the blockchain comes into the picture to help all this type of system. Even our COVID vaccination certificates were also generated with help of the blockchain technology. Whatever the QR code was getting printed on your certificate was linked to the blockchain technology, blockchain based servers of the government. So it is also most important pillar of the industry 4.0. I hope it cleared this picture, cleared your concept of the industry 4.0. So you can read in detail on Google about each and every pillar about the industry 4.0. Next slide, please. Okay, so all these concepts of Industry 4.0 actually starts from the Factory 4.0. Let's talk about the opportunities for the graduates or engineering graduates or whoever wants to get a job under the Industry 4.0. So what can be the opportunities? If you think there is a no any limitation under the industry 4.0 to get start with, either you can become a industry 4.0 service provider, you can generate the jobs, or you can get a job in the industries where industry 4.0 can be implemented. So how can we implement industry 4.0 in several domains? I would like to show you main common domains where it is highly useful in India as well as in the entire world right now, as well as several companies are working on these several domains. Okay, the basically start from the smart factory. Factory 4.0 is all about the fully automated factory where the human count is totally reduced to limited count. I mean to say only higher authority will be there to work on that particular factory as well as the particular machine. You can see in this image each and everything is connected to the internet. Means what? Maximum connectivity of the each and every component as well as the every machine with help of the sensors to the internet helps us to monitor the status of each and every machine. Consider any type of the machine working on the high volt as well as the high current, I mean to say power supply. So if you want to monitor the power supply consumption of that particular machine, you can implement such a system with help of the various sensors like current sensor, voltage sensor, and several other sensors. It is highly recommended by the companies as well as the industries right now for the purpose of preventive maintenance. What is the concept of preventive maintenance? The two concepts are right now getting popular in the industries right now. CBM and PPM means condition based maintenance as well as the time based maintenance. Time based maintenance is nothing but conducting a maintenance of each and every machine in your industry over the particular time period. But practically, this is not possible just because of the rush as well as just because of the production demands, as well as there are several other factors which is not actually practically possible to implement or to perform the maintenance daily or routine maintenance. So for that, the CBM is nothing but a automated maintenance technology in which condition of that particular machine is measured with help of the several sensor. Consider any particular motor running in the industry for driving some type of loads continuously. So we can attach several sensors like voltage sensor, current sensor, temperature sensor to that particular motor. All these sensors will keep recording the several parameters of that particular motor forever. Okay, for 24 hours, 24 by 7. Whenever it comes to the critical parameters of the current rating or current temperature, this system will generate a alarm that you need to perform a maintenance for that particular motor to avoid the catastrophic loss of that particular system in future. So it helps us to avoid or to save the loss which is about to happen in the future just because of the condition of that particular system. So this is the power of IoT as well as other technologies comes under the industry 4.0. This is just an example. You can imagine any type of the system under the factory 4.0 automation in that particular factory, like use of robots for carrying or delivering of material from one machine to other machine, like interfacing of each and every machine to internet for controlling and monitor from anywhere in the world. One can monitor their entire factory by sitting anywhere in the world just with help of the mobile by attaching sensors as well as the cameras in the particular factory. The CCTV is nothing but a best example of the industry 4.0, which is already present in our day-to-day life. Okay, so this is the first domain where we can implement industry 4.0 at full. Next, please. Just 1 minute, please.
Now, the industry is entering the exciting Industry 4.0. It is a transition powered by data and automation technology that could transform every step of the manufacturing process, from the supply chain and enterprise to the shop floor and end users. The goal is to drive productivity and innovation and empower businesses in an integrated, data-driven manufacturing environment.
Asia is now occupying or has in fact taken more than half of the global share of the economy. And with that, global companies have started to base not just manufacturing but even local product development and design.
Ajinkya, I think the video is lagging a bit, so I think we can skip the video. You can continue with the next slide actually. So I'll share the slide.
Yeah, next, please.
Just a minute.
Okay, the next most popular and most useful, important field I would like to let you know that agriculture 4.0, especially in India, it is highly important or highly useful if we use these industry 4.0 or IoT concepts in the agriculture 4.0 for precision agriculture, for automating the entire agricultural land, for automating the day-to-day operations of the farmers, like supplying the water automatically with help of the sensors, knowing the quality of the soil, knowing the grading of the soil, knowing the water quality, as well as there are several factors as well as several applications which we can implement in the agricultural sector. Not only in the open farms, but we can implement it in the greenhouses also. In my next slide, I will let you know how in industry 4.0 can help us in agriculture 4.0, how we can use the latest technologies to automate the entire operations as well as to get the predictions about the health of this crop and all. So agriculture 4.0 is also known as a precision agriculture. The best example you people have seen maybe like drone based pesticide spraying. People are right now spraying the pesticides on their crops with help of the drone instead of manual spraying. It is also the best example of agriculture 4.0. Next, please. Okay. In this slide, you can see how IoT as well as the drone-based inspection as well as the ANN, nothing but the artificial neural network, which is part of the machine learning and artificial intelligence, can help us in agriculture 4.0. What the concept is presented here in the picture, there are several sensors installed in that particular region of that the greenhouse. All these sensors are collecting the data like humidity, temperature, soil quality, the water levels, moisture level, all these data along with a data of the weather station like a wind speed. So this data is collected with help of the sensors and which is being uploaded on the cloud server just for the storing of that data as well as to run analysis on that data, to measure the particular parameter, to measure the threshold value, as well as to perform on that particular operations on that particular data. And after that, that data is provided to the particular model of the machine learning, which is shown here in the picture by the name ANN, artificial neural network. That neural network builds that particular model for the prediction of that particular crop or whatever the application of that particular company or that particular client is. So IoT helps in collecting data 24 by 7 and to store that data on the cloud server for processing with help of the ANN and machine learning algorithm. And at the same time, the drones are also performing the monitoring of the entire crops inside that particular greenhouse. So drone based inspection is not only with help of that typical color camera which we are used to see in our typical commercial drone, but in agricultural sector the thermal cameras and multispectral cameras are widely used for inspection of that particular crop. What happens if you use the multispectral camera or thermal camera? You can monitor the health of each and every crop. If you if that camera spots any unwanted behavior or any color dots or color change in the particular leaflets of the particular crop, it can generate an alarm or an alert for us or that particular for that particular farmer about the upcoming disease on that particular crop. So it is all about the prediction of that particular crop and particular land health and everything else. Not only about the health of the crop, but this system can help us about giving the alerts about the uncertain rain or uncertain wind speeds or storms. Recently that storm suddenly hit in the some regions of the Punjab district. So this can be avoided in such agricultural domains with help of this artificial intelligence as well as the satellite based communications for the particular data center of that weather forecasting system. So this is the best example of agriculture 4.0 under the industry 4.0. Next, please. Healthcare 4.0 is also widely demanding in the India as well as the entire world. You can see in this image each and everything, each and every machine is connected to the internet. Each and every machine is automated. Each and every machine is considered as a smart. Nowadays, drone-based deliveries are also taking place everywhere in the world to transfer or to transport organs or any other medications or any other necessity things from one city to other city with help of the drone. So all these concepts are a best example of healthcare 4.0. Whatever you can imagine under the healthcare 4.0 is can be implemented into reality. Not immediately, but with help of this advancement of the growing technologies, you can implement it one day for sure. The best example of healthcare 4.0 is nothing with our smartwatches, which are being connected to your mobile, which are measuring the heartbeats as well as the several other health related parameters just with help of that particular smartwatch. So it is also best example of healthcare 4.0. Next, please. The next one is Defense 4.0, in which we are dealing very widely in last 4 to 5 years. The defense is looking for the use of AI and ML in their devices, in their weapons, in their drones, and there are lots of opportunities coming from the defense right now. So every month, defense is conducting the meeting as well as the conferences to just gather together all these technology providers just to discuss on one common point: how can we empower the defense system of entire country with help of the latest technologies, which focuses on less losses of the inventory as well as the less losses of the weapons as well as the human beings on the front whenever they are battling with the enemy. So use of AI and ML is the main focus of the defense industry right now. Maybe you can use artificial intelligence in drones, maybe you can use artificial intelligence in wearable devices for that particular soldier, or maybe you can use such systems in unmanned air vehicles, maybe you can convert any fighter jet unmanned. So there are lots of concepts coming in the market from the defense sectors, as well as the several startups are also generating several requirements. Several startups are also working on such innovative products, and they are showcasing for the defense. And government is also promoting such projects under their empowerment program for the defense. So defense 4.0 is also main domain right now, which is generating a lots of opportunities for of the job in the industry right now. Next, please. Automotive 4.0 is also well-known sector right now under the industry 4.0. You have seen the Tesla, like a self-driving car. Google also launched their self-driving car first just before Tesla, and our all these vehicles are getting connected to the internet. Android operating system is also getting installed in the multimedia system of our car. So there are several examples we can discuss about the industry 4.0 under the automotive 4.0. Day by day, the middle class vehicles are also coming with the rich features which were previously available only in the high end cars. Just like a Mercedes and BMW as well as the Audi car features are right now being installed or being provided in the middle class cars also, just because of these revolutionary technologies and their use productivity rate. So automotive 4.0 is all about these concepts. Next, please. This domain is also has took a very large boost just because of the industry 4.0. Not only aerospace, but they are also working on several domains related to aerospace and aeronautical by implementation of augmented reality, virtual reality in maintenance of this aircraft engines. The Bosch is working on such systems to develop a software which will help that particular maintenance engineer to perform a maintenance routines on that particular part of the particular engine with help of that particular software. That software just takes access of your tablet camera, or your mobile camera. You just have to focus that camera on that particular region of that engine. That application scans the entire part of that engine and shows you what needs to be done as a part of the maintenance. So it is all about the augmented reality, or it is also called as a virtual reality. So Bosch company is working in this field right now for the aerospace sector. Next, please. So what exactly the concept of Internet of Things? As I said in my first slide about the IoT, it is nothing but connecting each and everything around us to the internet. Maybe it is anything, just like I said previously, it is a water bottle, or it is a table, it is a chair, anything you can connect to the internet for the particular purpose. Okay. So the main purpose of IoT is to collect information and exchange information between all these things connected together with help of the internet. As I said, like just the bottle which you can connect to the internet. Already one startup has launched such IoT bottle, which bottle gives you the alert about the water quality, water temperature on your mobile devices. So recently that bottle is launched as a prototype version in the market. Maybe they are going to launch such prototypes into final product in the market very soon. But day by day, IoT is getting involved in our daily things just like this. So let me show you the technical definition of the IoT in very simple language. Next, please. As you can see, the Internet of Things describes the network of physical objects, things that are embedded with sensors, software, and other technologies for the purpose of connecting and exchanging data with other devices. Amit, I can't see the last line of in the slide.
I think there is some issue with that slide over
Okay,
there.
I will continue with it. It is other devices
Yeah.
and all these things connected together in this concept. Okay, so in the image shown below, in that particular slide, you can see almost each and everything around us is shown as a connected with each other with help of the internet connectivity. Maybe it is a human being, maybe it is an airline, maybe it is a crop, maybe it is a factory, maybe it is a home, maybe it is a smart shopping cart. The smart shopping cart is now getting invented in various shopping malls in USA. Like, so whenever you are going to such high tech malls, just have to collect that material and put into the cart. The billing will be take place on that cart automatically. So this is the concept of smart cart. So all these concepts are coming in the market, are the best examples of the Internet of Things. So day by day these concepts are getting increased. Day by day people are becoming curious about the IoT. Day by day people are implementing IoT concepts in their industries as well as the home. The best example of IoT is nothing but home automation devices, or implementing home automation with help of the Alexa. You just give the command to Alexa to turn on the appliances in your home. So all these examples of IoT, and right now just because of two platforms which got invented in last several years, the IoT become possible. The concept of IoT is not new. The concept of IoT was already presented, or it was actually presented in the 1975 to 1990. In that particular period, Coca-Cola and several other companies were working on such concept where we can implement this type of system where all these things around us should get connected to the internet. But imagination and implementation was difficult task at that time. Imagination was easy to think about, or to present, but implementation of that particular concept was not possible at that time, just because of the reason. The first thing, the availability of the fast and easy internet. The second thing, availability of development platforms, I mean to say embedded system. So these were two reasons why the IoT was not possible to implement at that full till the 2006. So what exactly happened in 2006 as well as in the 2012? So that after 2012, IoT took place in the market by storm, and right now there is no any IT or technology company is there who is not discussing about the IoT. So what exactly happened in 2006 and 2012? We will see in the next slide. How to start with IoT? So as I said previously, there are two platforms available in the market right now which actually made IoT possible for each and everyone else. Just like a person, I mean to say, just like a school kid to a person who is not knowing about the technical concept, can implement IoT concepts in their particular projects. So what exactly happened in 2006 and 2012? Let me show you. Next, please. There are two platforms present in the market right now. One is called as the Arduino, which actually got invented in 2006, and next one is the Raspberry Pi, which actually got invented in 2012. These are the two platforms which made IoT in actual really possible. Just because of these two platforms, we can really implement any type of the Industry 4.0 related project or any type of the IoT project in our home very easily at very low cost. Okay, so lots of time people are used to ask me question, which one is the best, Arduino best or Raspberry Pi best to use in the IoT project. This is the question, like which platform is best in mobiles, Apple based or Android based. The answer can be both are best at their own places. The both works at their own places, because whoever is requiring the high security is going to Apple. Whoever is requiring the several different features and development in their projects, it goes to the Android. So both technologies, both mobile handset, both operating system has their own place in the market. Similarly, Arduino and Raspberry Pi has the same, both has their own place in the market. Whatever can be done with help of the Arduino cannot be done by Raspberry Pi, and vice versa. So to implement a perfect IoT system, or to implement a perfect IoT based automation system in particular industry, it is the best practice to use Arduino and Raspberry Pi together. So these are the two platforms took place in the market after 2006, and that actually made IoT possible for each and everyone else. Okay, next please. So how to start with IoT? What skills or what prerequisites are required? I mean to say, not a prerequisites, but suppose if you want to go ahead with the IoT, if you want to learn IoT, if you want to start with the IoT, if you want to implement the IoT project, so what needs to be done? So in this particular picture, I will let you know what needs to be done for implementing the IoT skill set. Okay, from the left hand side, you can see the development. Consider any of the programming language. Right now, Raspberry Pi and Arduino supports C, C++, MicroPython, Python, and JavaScript languages, as well as the Node-RED is another platform of the IBM, which is also based on the JavaScript. So you can see all these languages I have mentioned over here. If you are familiar with these languages, if you are expert in these languages, then obviously you can go ahead with the development part of the IoT. IoT not only focuses on the hardware, but it also focuses on the hardware also. IoT is all about hardware and software. Just like I shown the image of the pillars of the industry 4.0, there was a section, there was a one pillar, software and hardware integration. So similar concept is over here. So you can implement your system with help of the software development first. Even you can use MATLAB for the analysis, or you can use MATLAB for creating graphical user interfaces, or you can use C# like languages for development of graphical user interfaces for home automation. It is a requirement of user to implement or to generate a such a application in which, from which that user can control the home appliances in his home with help of that particular Android application. So there will be few buttons to turn on and turn off that particular devices. So it is all about development of the software. Maybe it is a web based software, it is a local PC based software, or it is a mobile based Android application, or it is a Apple operating system based iPhone software, if you are familiar with the Apple development. Okay, so this is all about the development. Deployment is nothing but executing that particular software whichever you have developed in that particular destination. Suppose if you developed a website for particular IoT project, then you need to deploy that particular website on that particular server. So then you can access that website from any location in the world. If you develop an Android application with help of your laptop, then you need to deploy that application successfully on your Android handset, and you need to test that particular application on several Android handsets successfully. Whenever that application gets run successfully on each and every handset, then that application will be finally launched into the Play Store for that particular IoT. So it is all about development and deployment of that particular development for that IoT. Okay. Next is embedded system. You can learn any type of the embedded system whichever is useful for the IoT. At present, Raspberry Pi and Arduino has the huge community to help on your IoT project. If you start working with the Arduino, the best practice is to start with the Arduino and then go to the Raspberry Pi. So whenever you are going to work on the Raspberry Pi as well as the Arduino platform for the IoT, and if you face any of the problem in your system, if you try to solve that problem but you cannot get success, in that case you just have to put that particular problem statement on their forums. Just within 2 hours you will get a huge support from that community member. You will get a lots of solutions from that community member, and you will be able to solve that problems of your project within a day or couple of days. So this is the support provided by the Arduino as well as the Raspberry Pi. that particular IoT stack. So this is the part of embedded system you can learn with help of the C, C++, MicroPython, Python. There are lots of languages are there in the market right now. Previously, I mean to say, just a decade before, only C or embedded C or assembly language was there to control the embedded system. But right now, the languages are getting innovated, getting invented in the market for controlling the hardware. The best example is MicroPython language. Maybe you people have heard about the Python language, which is executable on our computers. Okay, but as the demand getting increased for that particular Python language to work with the embedded system, the new language took place in the year of 2021 called as a MicroPython. MicroPython is nothing but a version of Python language which is specially developed only for the microcontrollers and microprocessor. With help of the MicroPython language, you can control microcontroller, microprocessor like Arduino, Raspberry Pi very easily with a power of that particular Python language. Okay, so this is just an example. So there are several other programming languages in the market with that help you can implement the embedded system. The next one is the cloud network. As I said previously, the cloud is highly required in the IoT. Without cloud, we cannot go ahead with in the IoT. Why? Because IoT promotes use of sensors to collect data 24 by 7. And whenever we are going to collect that huge data from each and every sensor in that particular system, there is a need of such a huge storage to store the data with some sort of processing as well as the some sort of operations to be carried out on that data. So that's why the cloud computing is highly required. Not only data storage is required, but that cloud servers also provides the analysis tools also to eliminate the repeated entries, to eliminate the duplicated entries, to eliminate the raw entries. So like this, there are several filters we can apply automatically on that particular data, which becomes very easier and faster for further applications of artificial intelligence and machine learning. More the data is refined, more faster the artificial intelligence and machine learning can be implemented. Machine learning can be implemented or artificial intelligence can be implemented with help of the neural network. And to build a successful neural network, you need the huge data set with high refinements. So all these operations can be carried out with help of the cloud. The best example of cloud is nothing but a AWS. We are already working on the AWS clouds system. The Netflix is also a huge customer of the AWS. LinkedIn is also huge customer of the AWS. There are several examples which are the consumers of the AWS system. So right now in the world, AWS is only one powerful cloud system. There is no any other powerful cloud system available in the market right now, such like AWS. And Amazon Alexa is also totally hosted on the AWS with huge data set provided to that particular Amazon Alexa engine. Next one is the monitoring. Monitoring is nothing but re- representing the huge data collected in the database in the pictorial format. It is not possible for each and every human. Maybe it is a technical guy, or maybe he is a technical guy, or maybe he is a common man. It is not possible to understand the meaning of the numerical data collected from the sensor's directory. Suppose the temperature sensor is collecting the raw values from the sensor and storing in the database, but displaying that numerical values in the table becomes hectic for that particular person. So it is more convenient and the best practice to represent that particular data into graphical format. So monitoring is nothing but it's to convert that huge data set, huge values, number of records collected in the database into a graphical format is nothing but a monitoring. The best examples I would like to say which are servers, monitoring data monitoring servers present in the market for the IoT is ThinkSpeak and the UBDOS. Out of that, ThinkSpeak is nothing but a product of the MATLAB itself. So MathWorks company has implemented that ThinkSpeak server especially for the IoT. Okay, and the last one is the cloud storage, which you can use the Google Firebase or MongoDB is quite popular in the industries right now. So these are the examples of the SQL database servers on which we can store all this data anytime from any corner of the world. And by this way, you can implement a one particular IoT system with help of all these technologies. Okay, whichever whatever type of training we are providing in the cloud I mean to say IoT technologies, we are about to cover all these type of technologies. We are covering these technologies in our industrial trainings. We are providing this type of training to industries to implement IoT in their industries. So we are giving them the access to AWS. We are teaching them how to go ahead with the cloud services, why cloud is important to implement in your industry. So this is the best practice in the industry right now to go ahead with the IoT. Next please. So these are top companies working in the India right now, providing jobs in the industry 4.0 as well as the IoT. How can we get reached to these companies? In two ways we can get benefit of these companies in industry 4.0. The first way, you can become employee of this company with the skill set. If you have a skills, or if you have knowledge about the industry 4.0, or if you have worked on the industry 4.0 related technologies and the project, if you do development in industry 4.0, then you can apply for their post in that particular domain for these companies. You may get a job, you can work on that particular systems in this company as an employee. Or you can become a vendor of industry 4.0 services for this company, just like we are doing. I am providing several services in industry 4.0, like a drone development or robots development for this company. This company is working on software development, we are providing them the hardware. So we are developing the drones for this company, and they are developing their artificial intelligence based software which will be integrated with our drone based hardware. So together we are developing this type of system which will operate autonomously without any human intervention. So you can start your own company, you can form your startup, and you can start industry 4.0 services. You can showcase your services to these companies, and you can become their vendor under their several programs. So these are companies right now working in India, in especially in the industry 4.0 and IoT. So about these are very limited companies I have presented here in the slide. But what about other companies which companies are working across the entire world in the industry 4.0? I will show you in the next slide. Next, please. So you can see these are several other companies especially working in the industry 4.0, starting from the Honeywell Automation, Mitsubishi Electric, 3D Systems, Denso is also there, IBM is also there, Google already has started working in the industry 4.0, Hewlett Packard, HP is also there. There are several other companies, and day by day new companies are getting established only to provide the services as well as to generate the jobs under the industry 4.0. Now the question may arise, how can we get a job under the industry 4.0, or what is the ratio of opportunities, job opportunities in industry 4.0 as well as the in the internet of things? I would like to say almost each and every month, especially in India, thousands of jobs are getting generated across all these companies only to work in the industry 4.0 and IoT. There are lots of jobs available in the industry 4.0, not only in India but outside of India also. Okay, but to grab these job opportunities, you must need the knowledge of pillars I have shown in the previous slide. Not all the pillars. If you have knowledge about all the pillars, then you will be master in the IoT or industry 4.0. But at least you need to cover 2 to 3 pillars of this industry 4.0 to secure a job in industry 4.0 service or job opportunities. Okay, right now all these companies are saying becoming a multi-domain expert is the need of today's era if you want to work in the industry 4.0. Very soon industry 5.0 will get announced, and that will be the surprising to see which technologies are going to be represent that industry 4.0 domain. So if you want to grab an opportunity in industry 4.0, then you need to work on the pillars, 9 pillars of the industry 4.0. You may become expert on any of the pillar or each and every pillar by time, then you will get any opportunity in the industry, either as an employee or either you can start your own startup in industry 4.0 providing various services. Next please. Next, please. So I would like to thank you all of you so for listening my session with this huge attention and all. I hope I have cleared the concepts about the IoT as well as the Industry 4.0 for each and everyone else. I would like to ask Amit to go ahead with their opinion.
Uh, Ajinkya, there would be some questions from the student side. So there are some questions
Yeah,
which I will maybe highlight on the screen itself, and maybe you can answer those. So, guys, if you have got any questions
yeah.
related to IoT or Industry 4.0, you can just comment. And some of the questions I will definitely highlight it. Maybe it is not possible to answer all questions later on. Maybe you can connect with us
Yes.
and we'll answer it. So if you have got some questions, you can comment.
There is a
And
There is a one very important question one person has asked about. As of now, there is a fear of layoff. So, is there a chance for freshers? Fresher can do one thing. Not only now, but it is always expected from the freshers that to become industry ready person. How you can become industry ready person? You cannot become industry ready person just by mugging in the books and just by studying theoretical concepts being taught in the colleges, but maximum you have to perform on the projects, mini projects, mega projects at your own. I am not talking about educational projects which are being asked in the colleges, but I am talking about your own projects which you perform in your home in your free times without getting help of anyone else. You can get help from the Google. You can search several projects on Google. You can buy projects from us. We already have provided several projects on the Talent Battle platform. We are providing several guidance for the projects for the candidates. But if you are a fresher and if you have a fear about the layoffs, then you need to become a industry ready person with help of the maximum practical experience. There is a not such a concept of layoff. Why industries are performing layoffs? Because whoever are getting uh, that you are getting resigned just because of this layoff, who are getting targeted under this layoff, they are not ready to adopt the latest technologies. They are working on the such past old technologies over the year. So that's why industries are performing the layoffs. So for the freshers, it is a golden opportunity to grab that job position with help of the latest technologies, latest skill set, if you have that. Thank you. One more question I would like to highlight here: is IoT good than software development? IoT is not, as I said previously, is IoT is not only about hardware or software. IoT focuses on both. In IoT, the full stack development is highly required. You should have knowledge of the software development also. You should have knowledge about the hardware development also. It is all about hardware also and software also. If you work only on the hardware, then you may be dependent on the software because you cannot develop software for the IoT. If you focus only on the software development, then you may become dependent on the hardware because you don't know anything about the hardware. So it is the best practice in IoT to work on the software part also as well as the hardware part also. I know it will take time to become expert, not expert, but become proficient on the software as well as the hardware also together for the IoT. But you can become the perfect IoT developer with a constant efforts as well as the constant practice on the several development of the hardware as well as the software.
Yes, Ajinkya, there is one more question that
Which
from
type of skills
Amit.
required for the freshers? As I already discussed in the this session, there are several requirements, but the main skills I would like to inform all of you: you should become confident on at least one or two programming languages. Maybe you are from mechanical department, maybe you are from civil computer science department, or maybe you are from the computer electronic department. The programming languages are now becoming a necessity languages of survival. Right now, if you want to go abroad, suppose Germany, then you need to learn a German language. If you want to go Japan, then you need to learn Japan language. So all these languages are for survival of that, of your day-to-day life in that particular country. But from now, the programming languages are becoming a survival languages for engineers. They are not only programming languages, not only for the computers, but they are now becoming the survival languages for the engineers. Start from the C, become expert in the C, C++, then go ahead with the Python. Nowadays, most of the students are doing mistake that they are jumping directly to the Python language after the C language. It is the biggest mistakes in the industry right now. You cannot understand the concepts of Python without knowing the concepts of data structure as well as the C++. So you have to go ahead with the C, C++, data structure, and then Python. And maybe it is the IoT, maybe it is the hardware development or software development under the IoT. C and C++ languages are common. For hardware, we are requiring C++. For software, we are requiring C++. So focus today on C and C++ along with the Python language and data structures. One more question: what are the minimum pillars to learn in the IoT for finding the job? I would like to say if you learn all the pillars, then you will be expert or you will be master in industry 4.0. But in this today's competitive era, it is not practically possible to complete all these pillars in the shortest time. But you can do one thing. Important pillars are like artificial intelligence, IoT, and cloud computing. So these are three important pillars. By these three pillars, you can grab opportunity, you can grab job in industry 4.0 related companies and all. Once you get entry in that particular company, then you can learn all other pillars side by side with help of that particular company itself. Rather, you can provide or you can give idea about other pillars to that particular company. You can take initiative to start that particular pillar in that company, or instead of becoming employee of particular company, start your own company which will provide services in all these 9 pillars. Then you will become expert in the industry 4.0 technologies.
Ajinkya, one more
What
question we
programming
can
language
take.
learn as a beginner? Obviously it is a C programming language. Without C you cannot go ahead. Can you please suggest a proper pathway to make a career in IoT and what job profile can be target? To go ahead in the IoT, as I shown in the previous slide, how to start with the IoT, you first need to start with the development, then you need to work with the embedded system. So then you also have to get knowledge about the cloud computing also and database also. But if it is not possible to work on these all these technologies at the same time, then you can become expert at least in the one part. Suppose you can develop a software for the IoT, you can develop a web based platforms like attractive dashboards, interactive dashboards in the web development. Then you can grab opportunity in the IoT software section also. Or if you are in an electronics engineer, then you can show your skills on the embedded system. You can design your own IoT devices. You can design your own IoT enabled microcontroller platform. In various ways, you can become a IoT engineer. But first, you need to understand the exact concept of IoT. You need to take training on these particular programming languages as well as the particular embedded system platforms like Arduino and Raspberry Pi. As there are several other platforms in the market also, but it has a very less community support. But you need to start with to IoT, then you need to go ahead with these basic technologies.
Okay, so Ajinkya, we have already answered a couple of questions. Okay, so
Someone
some
wants
of the
to
students.
share learning outcomes of this session on the LinkedIn and Instagram. You can tag Talent Battle in the LinkedIn and
Mhm.
Instagram.
Okay.
One more question I would would like to highlight here, sir, I am doing internship on IoT and embedded system and a small mini project based on it. Is this a latest technology? Will I get chance to get placed in the core company? I would like to say only on the small mini project you cannot get chance on the in the core company, but you can get opportunity in core company on IoT if you get more knowledge and more practical experience on the IoT. If you really want to make your profile strong, then you have to mention maximum practical work in your profile. You have to perform on maximum projects. Maybe it is a mini project or it is a mega project. So you have to perform on that project. You have to complete that project. You have to build that project. Not only completing or building that project and making its video and uploading on Instagram and LinkedIn helps, but you people also have to present one article or at least one research paper in international conferences or international platform on that particular project. If you want to publish articles, or if you want to publish such articles based on your projects, you can publish such articles in electronics for you magazine, or if you can start your own blog. So if you do this type of way in your core domain, then and only then your profile becomes confident and profile becomes powerful. Attending only internships, implementing only internships, attending only certifications, collecting only number of certificates for attending online courses is not the best way of performing or best way of making the profile strong. Whenever you are attending any online certification course, you cannot become expert on that particular technology. After that completion of certification, you have to evaluate yourself by working yourself on that particular technology, by implementing any mini project or any mini experiment based on that technology without taking anyone's help. Whenever you get stuck in at any moment, then you can get help of the any trainer. But whenever you work on that particular project based on the training you have taken in previous certification, then and only then you can say you have completed this certification. If you bring, or if you go for the interviews with a bunch of certificates, no one is interested in that certificates, or no one is going to ask you about the grades and ratings in that certificate. The interviewer is directly going to ask you practical implementation questions of that particular technology. They will ask you directly about the configurations of some softwares if you have implemented in that particular training. They will ask you properties of that particular programming concepts in that particular training if you have taken that training properly, as well as if you have performed several experiments in home yourself as a part of practice. So if you really want to make your profile perfect, then you need to work on projects. You need to do practicals, maximum practicals in your home, and then you need to publish your content on several online platforms like electronics for you is there, and several other, or you can start your own blog spots also.
Okay, Ajinkya, just since this particular session was a theory oriented session, so we need to provide students with more information about the IoT certification which we have launched. And we would like to know more details on like what exactly will be happening in this certification and how students will be carrying out hands on experiments on IoT. Hello. Yeah, Ajinkya, can you
Someone
hear
has
me?
asked a question: is Java language useful for IoT? Obviously, it is useful. You can develop
Ajinkya, you can just, I think Ajinkya Dixit has got some issue over
Yeah,
there.
I'm
You
back.
can just
I had
continue.
some network glitch. I had some network glitch. Okay. One more question someone has asked about: is Java language useful for IoT? Obviously, that language is useful for the IoT. because you can implement desktop based applications like graphical user interfaces, web based applications with help of the Java, in which you can create interactive and attractive, good looking graphical user interfaces to get work with. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Ajinkya, can you just continue? Ajinkya,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. So, guys, Ajinkya sir, like Ajinkya Dixit will join again, and if you're having any questions, he will answer that. One more thing which he was mentioning that from 4th April we are starting with the new batch. Okay, basically we started with the IoT because we were getting many requests from the students that they want to learn the IoT part. So considering that in the affordable price, we have launched the IoT with the certification part, and the price is like only 499. Okay, so you are going to learn multiple things. Ajinkya Dixit sir itself, like he is going to teach you all the things along with the practical part and the theory part. You will be working on one project, you'll be getting a course completion certificate, and also one more thing is like the validity of this particular certification is 1 year. So suppose if you are having exam in between and if you want to complete this certification later on, you can do this. So I would request Amit to share the link in the chat box. Okay. Also, there is one special coupon code which we have created for this webinar with the name webinar, where you will get the additional discount. And Amit, please share the attendance link as well, as we have mentioned earlier. So Amit has shared the link for IoT certification. The batch is starting from 4th April. Okay, there are very limited seats which are remaining. Already many students have joined it. Okay, this certification course is only for 499 rupees, and there is a separate coupon code which we are running with the name webinar. Okay, so that you can access. Yes, yes. If you have any other questions, guys, you can message us on Instagram as well. Yes, Devyan. Amit, I would request you to share the attendance form so students can submit the attendance. Okay. Also, guys, if you have, Amit has shared the attendance form, guys. Okay. So, if you have any other questions regarding certification or anything, you can put message us. You can message us on our Instagram channel as well. Okay. Just let me check. Yeah. So, if you are
Yeah, so
having, hmm,
Ajinkya Dixit would be sharing some points on like what will be the hands-on things which will be happening in the certification program,
yes.
because
Okay.
today's lecture was a short one and it was a theory-based lecture. But certification program is not going to be theory-based. So basically it is going to be totally practical oriented and you'll be having hands-on experience with IoT. So Ajinkya, could you please give us some details about what exactly will be happening in this particular certification program? And this will be conducted by Ajinkya Dixit himself.
Yes. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, Ajinkya, you are audible.
Yeah, I will be conducting this session on the practical basis. The entire session will be conducted in such a way that I am going to explain all these IoT related concepts from very basics. How we are going to start with this implementation of IoT. How the problem statements comes in the mind whenever you are working on the IoT. And in this session, I am going to showcase several experiments. Whatever experiments I have mentioned in the syllabus, you can ask for the syllabus from the team talent battle. So whatever the experiments I am going to perform in that particular session, I am going to show you in live on my particular hardware. I am going to showcase you the hardware which is specially designed for the IoT, which is available in the market very easily. You can also buy in the market, or if you want, we can also provide you the IoT kit after completion of the training. Then I am going to showcase all the experiments practically, along with a explanation of each and every program line by line. We are not going to teach only programs in the blocks, but I am going to explain each and program line by line, what exactly happens in the hardware or that particular experiment whenever any particular line executes in the program. So you will get clear idea about the experiment, though you won't have any hardware in your hand. The entire workshop you have to attend online, and I will show you the all the working of the hardware, how we are going to implement such type of automation systems with help of our own Android application, how to develop an Android application for that particular IoT project, how to get connected your home automation system with a cloud server, how to implement a client server architecture with help of the embedded system. All these experiments I am going to conduct in that particular training program, and I am going to show all these experiments happening on my hardware, and my live camera will be there in the session, so that you can monitor what is happening whenever I am showcasing that particular project. So every day I am going to give you homework also for next day session, so you can study that, and then on the next day you can understand that concepts practically. So every day you just have to study about that particular homework before starting the next day session. If you don't do that particular homework, then on the next day you will not understand that particular concepts which are not being covered by the covered in your syllabus till date. Okay, so about the prerequisites, practically I would like to say about the prerequisites is knowledge, basic knowledge of the C and C++ language is required. And in advantage, it will be better if you have some knowledge about the basic concepts of the computer networks. I mean to say, what is client, what is server, I mean to say, what is client server architecture, what is computer network exactly, what is meaning of IP address, why IP address is required. Like this you can study about the computer network. So this is very basic prerequisite. As well as you should know about the basic concepts of the electronics. This will be advantage to understand this course very clear, because I am going to perform some experiments with the sensors, output devices, controlling of the AC 230 volt appliances with help of the relay. So these are several electronic components I am going to use in that particular training. So it will be better if you have good knowledge about the analog versus digital, AC versus DC, microcontroller versus microprocessor. So these are prerequisites. I am not expecting any expertise in these domains from any of the candidate, but I am expecting very basic reading and basic knowledge about these concepts like C, C++ programming concepts, basic electronics, and the computer networking basics. This is the main prerequisite. That's it. And all the experiments I will perform practically, and at the end of each and every day we will have the question answering session for clearing of the doubts.
Okay, so I think Ajinkya has given detailed information about what exactly is going to happen during the certification. So we are starting with this batch on 4th of April. So all those students who are interested for this particular certification, they can go on the link which I had posted in the comment section. Also, the link to enroll is there in the description of this particular video. So, if any of the doubts regarding this session are unanswered, then you can always get in touch with us on our social media handles, because on our social media handles you will be getting reply from our mentors. So if you have got any question which was not answered specifically, you can just message us over there. So, thank you everyone for attending this particular webinar. You can also uh, pin that link. Okay, so just again, I will post that particular link. So, this is the certification link which you can join. Let me just again put it. Okay, so if you visit this link, this particular website will open up. So live sessions will be there. So if you miss the live session, recording will be provided. You will be getting one particular project to work on. Okay, and you will be getting a course completion certificate after completion of the training. So either you do it live or do it recorded. So you can go on that link and you can also download the entire syllabus PDF so that you can understand what are the hardware which is going to be utilized for learning IoT. Okay, so the make sure that you join before 4th, and this particular 10% discount coupon code will be valid only for today, and that too for those who are attending this particular webinar. How can I organize this webinar in my college? Nikhil, what you can do is basically you can get in touch with us on social media. You can just message us on Instagram and we'll check how we can organize this certification in your particular college. Okay. Any other question, guys? If you are having, you can just message. Okay. Okay, so I think I have answered all of the queries. So thank you all for attending this particular webinar, and we'll make sure that we organize more such webinars for you soon. A lot of questions have been coming us regarding how we can do projects, how we can do certifications. Many students are nowadays very much worried about the layoffs. I think there was even question about how to handle layoffs, or whether if we go for certifications, whether we'll be able to get a job. So guys, we actually generally don't post anything about layoffs and all the negative news, because it is not going to fetch you anything. So growing with your skills, learning new skills, only that is going to fetch you jobs and employment in the future. Okay, so just by hearing about some people, you can say, posting some things, there are a lot of social media channels posting on the social media about layoffs. So there is no use to hear such news. In spite, it will just create negativity in yourself. So we post only about the positive news, you can say, or we focus more on the skills. So if you have got to learn new skills, get in touch with us and we'll make sure you learn a lot of new things. So thank you all once again for attending this particular webinar, and see you all in the next webinar. Thank you.